Welcome back. For today's deep dive, we're digging into the sources you shared on topical nail fungus treatment gels.
Hmm.
If you've ever dealt with this, the advice is always
Yeah.
just be consistent. Apply it every day.
Right.
Simple, right? But the reality, well, it seems a lot more complicated. Even perfect consistency often isn't enough.
That's exactly it. That's the core thing we need to unpack today. Why doesn't just being super diligent guarantee success? And the central finding, it's pretty immediate, it's physical. The nail itself, it's basically designed like a hard shield. The whole challenge is getting that gel across this barrier to the fungus underneath, or sometimes it's even inside the nail plate.
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. This hard shield, it's keratin, right? The same stuff as like animal horns.
Exactly. And it's incredibly dense. Think of it like microscopic shingles, all tightly packed. So the sources really emphasize this. Most gels just can't get through effectively, which automatically makes treatment what they call a long game. You're not fixing this in a week.
Long game.
How long are we talking? Success means waiting for a totally new, healthy nail to grow out. Completely replace the old one. And that process, it can take, well, anywhere from several months, sometimes even over a year.
Wow, over a year. That really changes the perspective.
Hmm.
Does that mean if you skip applications, the fungus can actually like bounce back faster than the nail grows?
Precisely. The fungus grows much quicker than your nail does. So skipping even a few days, you're losing ground. You could waste months of effort just like that.
Okay, so it's this months-long, maybe year-long commitment. When you're looking at different treatments like over-the-counter versus prescription, what are you actually getting? Is it about better penetration or just paying for time?
That's a really important distinction. The sources suggest over-the-counter or OTC gels. They're often more focused on making the nail look better. They're pretty cautious about saying these actually cure the infection underneath. It's rare.
So mostly cosmetic then?
Kind of, yeah. If you want a real shot at a cure, the sources consistently point towards prescription-strength gels. They have the science behind them.
Right, that makes sense for the established stuff. But the research also mentioned newer things, like bioactive gels or ones using devices. This is where it seemed a bit murky. The marketing sounds amazing, but the science...
Exactly. The marketing seems, well, way ahead of the actual validated science right now. The research is still super early days for those. And what's really interesting is that this penetration problem, it doesn't just affect you trying to use the gel, it affects the researchers too. Even studies on prescription gels often aren't considered great.
Why not?
Because they struggle to measure how much drug actually gets deep into the nail plate. It's hard to track. That same physical barrier makes it tough to measure accurately.
Huh. So the barrier messes things up for everyone, which brings us back to what you, the listener, can actually do. If the gel struggles to get through, the sources say you need to physically help it. What does that involve?
Yeah, you basically have to prep that shield yourself. Keep the nail trimmed really short. That's step one. And then you need to actively file down the thick, infected parts of the nail.
File it down, like thin it out.
Exactly. Thinning that dense keratin gives the medicine its best chance, maybe its only chance, to get where it needs to go. And of course, keeping the whole foot clean and dry is also critical.
Okay, so it's not just dabbing on some gel. It's like actual physical work you have to do consistently, too. So knowing all this, how does someone decide what to even try? When is OTC okay versus going straight to a doctor?
That's the key decision point. If your case looks really genuinely mild-like, maybe just a small spot, not thick or painful, an OTC option might be okay to try first, managing expectations.
Oh.
But if the nail is thick, if it's painful, if it seems to be spreading,
And what?
then the sources are pretty clear. See a dermatologist. Don't waste time and money guessing for months. You might need oral medication or just a proper diagnosis to make sure you're treating the right thing. Get help before it gets worse.
That really crystallizes it.
Yeah.
So the takeaway isn't just apply daily. It's more about, well, patience for that long growth cycle, doing the physical prep work, thinning the nail, and choosing the right level of treatment based on how bad it is. It's less about frequency, more about time and texture, maybe.
Exactly. Time and texture. And if we think bigger picture for a second, given that the nail growth cycle is the ultimate speed limit and the physical nail is the main barrier, makes you wonder, doesn't it? How might future treatments get around this whole topical gel problem altogether?
Like bypassing the nail surface.
Maybe. Perhaps things like targeted injections, or maybe systems that can safely dissolve some keratin first. Could that be the only way to avoid waiting potentially a year or more for clear results? Something to think about.